A local nonprofit is helping healthcare workers identify signs of human trafficking. I'm Scott Kilberry.
I'm Lauren Halifax. Fox 4's Lexi French is live in Midtown tonight. Lexi, this training is part of an effort to improve the response and identification of human trafficking ahead of the World Cup.
It is Lauren. Value Unconditional's founder, that's the nonprofit that's behind this training, says that it helps fill a gap in education about recognizing the signs of human trafficking in places like hospitals and urgent care offices where victims often seek care, but they aren't always identified.
They might not feel comfortable telling you the different circumstances of how they ended up in your urgent care or emergency room. That's where the red flags play such a significant role.
That's why Value Unconditional partnered with the Missouri Attorney General's office on this free training video breaking down indicators of human trafficking in medical settings.
What research shows us is that about 86% of victims actively seek medical help while in the life. So while they're being sexually exploited, they will seek help in a medical setting. And unfortunately, about 6% of them are identified and offered appropriate resources.
Experts explain how healthcare workers can play a role in connecting victims to safety and support once a red flag is identified.
So we had practitioners from both sides of the state line, Kansas and Missouri, work together to condense as much information as we could, because there's so much to know, and not just identifying, but what do you do once you've identified it? How do you respond? What do you say? What's okay to say? What do we not want to say? So it really gives them those practical tools to know what is their role and what is not their role.
Gianni Rucker, the executive director of Value Unconditional, says human trafficking is known to increase during large sporting events. That's why making this resource available now was so important.
So when we acknowledge that there's likely going to be an increased number of victims, and we prepare everyone accordingly as best we can to coordinate and have that coordinated approach, we have a better opportunity to support them and identify them.
Rucker says that this will be critical during the World Cup this summer, but that it will remain a valuable resource for healthcare workers well after the tournament. Lauren.
Thank you, Lexi. Lexi French live in Kansas City tonight. Fox 4, of course, is your home for the World Cup. We're going to air most of the World Cup matches live here on Fox 4. The first game's at Arrowhead, June 16th, with Argentina versus Algeria. Our matches will also include the round of 32 and the quarterfinal. And tomorrow morning, Fox 4 heads out for our weekly zip trip. So join us. We'll be live from Argentina's base camp site, the Compass Minerals National Performance Center in KCK. It's part of the Fox 4 Morning News. The zip trip starts at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
And you can see the full schedule of games along with how the Metro is preparing for international soccer fans on their way by scanning the QR code right there on your screen or visit fox4kc.com/World Cup.